Good morning, Facebook friends and family members. This is Miss Margaret coming to you this morning. It's Monday morning, a brand new week. It's the day the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Well, folks, I'm still on my journey. It's not just a journey. I'm just come to the conclusion that getting healthy or staying healthy is actually a lifestyle. And so anyway, and I guess this is the second week of a kind of a reboot, if you will, of getting in my healthy regimen. And the one is just keeping it moving. I'm not going to a gymnasium or a gym or whatever. I'm doing a lot of strenuous workout, but just simply walking. Just a simple walk. And I tell you, one of the things that I enjoy about walking, it helps me to clear my mind. It helps me to meditate while I'm exercising. Not only am I exercising my body, but my spirit, because it gives me an opportunity to walk and talk with the Lord. Not only does it do that, it helps me to enjoy listening to just the birds, feeling the breeze and that, the wind, the air, getting fresh air. So I'm taking in oxygen. I enjoy listening to the birds, looking at the trees, looking at the beautiful flowers. So I would consider all-around therapy, not only physical, but also spiritually, emotionally also. So I'm on this journey of just enjoying and being while I'm getting healthy. I think it ought to be fun. So we're learning. I wanted to share something with you. Yesterday, I attended I guess it was a discussion about hair and skin. And the instructors talked about how we should take care of our hair and our skin. And our hair is delicate as our skin, and it requires tender loving care, TLC, okay? And one of the things, years back, I was on this hair journey, particularly natural hair. I decided back in 2010 that I was not going to use any more chemicals, if you will, like perms on my hair. And the reason being is that my hair had broken off so bad. But not only that, embracing the hair that was coming from my scalp, that I should appreciate that, and coming to grip that some of the things that I was taught as a child, I think even as a culture, particularly people of color, that there was what they considered good hair, bad hair. And if your hair was not silky and shiny and long or curly or wavy, then that was considered bad hair. If your hair was coarse and thick and dull looking and coily, that was considered bad hair, nappy hair. And that was frowned upon. And that's a thing that was passed on to bring shame, if you will. And in the discussion, and I kind of picked up on that, I learned that years ago, back in 2010, and I decided, I don't think it was because of not being considered my hair not good hair, but I was tired of paying people money to put that stuff in my hair, and it's not helping, it was breaking it off. So that was one of my reasons for the natural journey that I went on. And then I did my own preference. I said, I don't like the gray. So I decided to color my hair. And dummy, you know, when you're putting color in your hair, that is a chemical. And I put the lightest color I could find, blonde. So I was wearing a natural blonde. And it looked pretty, but then I broke my hair down even more. And it just ripped it, particularly in the crown of my hair. Just a lot of damage. Well, finally, I let it grow out. But I have a stubborn area that has not been growing back as well. So I reverted back to wearing a wig occasionally, not all the time. I decided I wasn't going to wear it all the time. I wear it to work, but I also wear it one to church, you know. And other times you'll see I'm either wearing this or I'm wearing scarves, head wraps, or a hat. Not home, and occasionally I'll go out with just natural hair, but I don't feel comfortable because I like the feminine look, and when I wear just my natural hair, it just looks very masculine to me, on me. So anyway, I think that's probably a conditioning too in my own personal mind, in my mind. But anyway, we talked about that on yesterday, and the instructor, he was saying how, you know, we have been sold a bad bill that of hair, and we can take care of our hair if we just do it the way we do our skin, you know. And so it was very, very informative. That's an unusual tree. I want to look at that. Look at that. I don't know what they've done to the bark on it. Looks like they just stripped it for some reason. That's why I enjoy walking. You see some unusual things. Anyway, so we had a discussion on that. It was very informative. And then there was also someone there that was talking about thick, what was the word? Oh, anyway, she's talking about how we see each other, and we should see each other as humans, not black, not white, not Asian, not Hispanic, or, you know, any of that, or native, but as humans, because we categorize ourselves like that. And I guess it was about maybe 10 about 8 to 10 ladies, one gentleman in this meeting yesterday. And they all happen to be women and men of color. And so the question was asked, if someone was to walk into this room, what would they first thing come to mind? Or would maybe they wouldn't say it, but it would come to their mind. Many people, I'm not going to say all people, but many people. And the answer was, oh, this is a lot of black women in here. This is a meeting for black women of color, or women of color, just black women, let's say. And she said, but I'm more than my color. She said, I am a woman, I am a mother, I am a wife, I'm a sister, you know, I am a librarian, you know, I'm an anthropologist, you know, and she started naming off of all of the things that she does. She said, but I'm human. And she said, sometimes people, especially when it comes to skin or hair, they say, oh, you must be of this particular race. If your hair is kinky or curly, you must be, you know, African descent, or you have black blood. If your skin is darker, you have some black blood. Okay? And even white people, and even black people too, if a person's hair is silky and straight and they have a real pretty light olive complexion, well, you must be mixed with a different race. And that's how we look at people a lot of times. And it is something, you know, but we have to start looking at people as just regular human beings, because we're more than our skin, we're more than our hair, we're more than what we actually do or the titles that we hold. So that was something that we discussed. And but we went into the history of hair and how certain styles and the way we wear, the styles that we wear are acceptable in certain places and frowned against in other places. And they talked about a law that had been passed in California that a business or corporate America could no longer fire a person because of the hairstyle that they wear, which I found to be very interesting. I didn't know. Good morning. Beautiful flowers.
Thank you.
Very pretty.
Kind of tough keeping them alive during this heat.
I know. So anyway, so they passed a law that no longer these companies could fire you for that. And a lot of women, you know, one of the things, the reasons why we don't wear the natural look or certain kind of braids or certain kind of hairstyles is because it's not acceptable in the boardroom. It's like a mark against you if you went to a job interview and your hair was in locks. Some people call them dreadlocks, but we were corrected to say that that name was given because it represented dreadful, was a negative when you said dread, but just say locks. And you were not as quick to get a job or get accepted for a position if you wore your hair a certain way. And we discussed that. And a lot of times you can tell, a lot of times, especially people of color, when they wear their hair natural, in what we call afro, that was considered somewhat militant. I was even taught that. I was even in that mindset when back in the 60s, when Angela Davis came out with the afro, and we saw all the black people embracing black power. We began to say, I'm black and I'm proud. It was a statement that we were proud. But in the workplace, a lot of settings, that was frowned upon. So we talked about that. And then we saw all these different hairstyles. What arena was those hairstyles mostly accepted in? And we talked about the arts and entertainment, because that's where you saw a lot of the hairstyles modeled, if you will. And I was so, and the instructor, he told us, he said, because the arts and entertainment has always given us a platform to speak up. Isn't that amazing? In songs, in poetry, in acting, it's a platform that we use to express ourselves. And it was a safe place. And not only that, the powers that be said, well, you can keep it over that. And they love watching it. But in some cases, that was frowned upon if you brought it into a specific arena or circle. So, yes, that was very interesting. I learned some things on how to take care of my skin. I'm walking right now, but I'll tell you what, baby girl, I've got some sunscreen lotion on to protect my skin. And then I heard you could put a little sunscreen on your hair if you're not wearing a hat or something, because the sun can damage your hair, even black hair. Okay? So, anyway, I'm on my journey. And I said I was going to keep a journal and take you guys along if you're interested. I'll be posting things if you're interested. I'll be doing some things or showing pictures anyway. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing today. And the next thing that I'm doing is working on eating. Food, oh my God, plays a real important role in our health. And I was listening to some nutritionists, gynecologists, OBGYNs, and nutritionists, healthy professions talk about how we have to get off of that white sugar and white flour, because that's one of the things that is causing us to be sick. Okay? I'm not saying we do away with it completely, but I know for myself that it's I love sweets and I love all of that stuff. But they're teaching us, and I was getting information on how to prepare my food, what foods I should eat, what foods I need to stay away from or cut back on. And so I'm going to even try to show you recipes and different things to eat. And I like food to taste good. If it's not going to taste good, it's a losing battle for me, because I want my food to taste good if I'm going to eat it. I don't want to eat no spongy, those what they call rice cakes. To me, that's like eating a sponge. Why would I want to eat that? I'm not going to do that. I already know that. So I am, I'm dealing with that. I'm going to be doing some taping on that also. So anyway, this is Miss Margaret just coming to you this morning. And I hope everyone have a wonderful and blessed day. Enjoy your life. Do something good for yourself. Be grateful. I don't care what position or what situation you find yourself in. Be grateful that you're still alive. Okay? And until next time, this is Margaret saying bye.